What is up, people of YouTube? I'm your host Vernon. This is Sunset Park. Let's fish that. Okay, so the plan for today was going to be straightforward. This is quite a busy week between vehicle registrations, tax, all sorts of licenses and stuff that I need to sort. I don't have that much time, thus I only have an hour or two to do some fishing. Normally this would not be a problem. However, today this might be a tad bit of a problem as the waters in this little pond has been drained. They probably needed the water somewhere else, so they drained quite a lot of water from this pond, meaning that the drop in the water also has a dramatic increase in the temperature of the water. We went from 50 degrees Fahrenheit to 60 degrees Fahrenheit, so water temperatures are up. That means that there is a big problem with my plan for coming here today and trying to catch trout, as the trout would at this point be in the deepest part of the lake. It's quite a way to get out there, but I'm still going to try with some power baits to see if I can get any of these leftover trout all the way out there in the deep parts of the pond. I have seen lots of carp swimming around. Unfortunately, I didn't bring any of my carp setup or my corn or anything like that, but I'll see if perhaps they will go for some power baits, see if they're interested in stuff like that. Alright, so I'm obviously not going to be able to get my little spinners all the way out there in the middle of the pond where I believe the fish are at the moment. So I have my two rods set up here, both of them with power baits and some heavy weights on there to see if I can get them as far out as possible. So let's hope we get one of these little trouts to come out of the deep and be interested in the little power baits. Alright guys, so a more experienced YouTuber will probably say that this is a bad idea, I'm not going to catch any fish. Showing you guys this video won't be a good idea because without fish people are not interested. Well, luckily I am not an experienced YouTuber. I thought about it for a while. The chances of getting skunked today are quite big. With the low waters, fish are already stressed as is. Lower waters, I'm probably not going to get any fish today. I have the bait out there, we'll see, we'll try, maybe something shows up, but chances are nothing's going to show up. So to try and salvage this video, I had a little brainstorm while sitting out here, just sitting and watching the waters. Some people came by and they started asking questions, and I realized that these are questions that people always tend to ask me when I'm out here at the waters. So I would like to give these questions to you guys and give some explanations about these questions and stuff, and see if we can turn this into a talkative video more than a fishing video. Alright, so the first question I want to talk about, and this is one I get asked quite a lot. People come up to me and they say to me, have you caught anything? And I'm like, yes or no, whatever happened at that particular point in time. And then the question they all ask me is, can you eat the fish? Now this is actually a very loaded question. Most of the trout and catfish that are stocked annually in these ponds, they don't grow up in these waters, meaning that any type of ailments or stuff in the water that can affect them probably haven't already affected them because they didn't grow up here. So, and out of that point of view, you can eat the fish. They were shipped from a hatchery, the waters there are clean, they should be fine to eat. Okay, but if you are trying to catch fish out of these ponds and you are trying to make sashimi or trying to eat raw fish, you actually do stand a risk of gaining some kind of parasites or bacterial infections, and all kinds of nasty stuff can happen to you. But if you cook the fish, then chances of getting a bacterial infection or anything like that decreases drastically. So if you actually cook the fish you catch, chances of you getting ill or anything like that are virtually zero. So just remember to cook the fish you catch and don't just eat them raw. For instance, this pond, for instance, goes through a lot of phases. Sometimes the water is so clear you can see the bottom. Other times it's murky. At the moment, visibility in this pond is actually quite good. They do have people around cleaning the ponds, so the water quality is actually pretty good. At certain stages it does look a bit muddy and stuff like that, so I get why people are asking this. All right, and then the second question I get asked is, do you need a license to fish here? This question is always kind of shocking to me. You kind of need a license to fish anywhere, unless if you're under the age of 12, then it's fine to fish here without a license. But any of the ponds, any of the lakes, anywhere you go in Nevada, if you want to fish and you're above 12, you need a fishing license. So this kind of stuck with me, the idea that people don't even know you need a fishing license. That kind of gave me the idea that people don't really know what you need to go fishing. So I would like to show you guys a couple of things that I think every fisherman should have with him at all times, and a couple of things that are nice to have. Alright guys, so the first thing you need to have is, of course, having a fishing license. So if you're over the age of 12, you need a fishing license. Second thing each fisherman needs to have before heading out to the water, you need to have a pair of pliers. The longer the mouth of the pliers, the better. You will need pliers at some stage to try to get a hook out of a fish, anything like that. Also, they do have little cutters so you can cut the line if need be, but you definitely need one of these. You won't know you need them until you need them, and you have a hook stuck somewhere, you're going to need a pair of pliers. Alongside that, every fisherman needs a little pair of clippers, whether it be a normal pair of nail clippers like this, one you can get for cheap somewhere, or whether you go for something a bit more upscale or fancy. This was actually a little pruning tool I used for my bonsai trees. It has since been repurposed for cutting the fishing line. So you will need a pair of clippers before you can head out. You need to trim the ends of all the knots you make and stuff. You need a pair of clippers for that. That is why this is also part of the needed group. Alright, up next is going to be some kind of rod stand or rod holder. This is important to have, whether you have one of these little guys or have one of these round ones that you stand the thing upright. You have to have a rod holder. Lots of people actually dig holes like this and put their rods in there. That is actually very bad for your rod and your reel. So go the extra effort and get yourself a little rod holder. Okay, next item on the need to have list is some kind of little knife. Now you may say to me, but Vernon, I am only a catch and release angler, I don't need a knife. That is true. However, I would like to encourage you to still have a knife. The amount of times that I had to cut through rope and snags and stuff to free some water birds or some fish, you will at some stage need a knife. Knife is also for filleting the fish, cleaning the fish, stuff like that. But another important thing that you need a knife for is actually something called herd immunity. Sadly, criminals tend to go for people that they see as an easy target. Therefore, someone like tourists and stuff like that, they know they aren't going to have weapons, especially if they fly into the city, they won't have weapons. So tourists are a big target for criminals. That is why I say each fisherman should have a knife with him. If criminals know that every fisherman have a knife, that makes you less of an easy target. So hopefully criminals won't target fishermen next to the water. Alright guys, that is the list of things I believe every fisherman should have with him before going out to the water. I would like to show you guys a couple of things that are nice to have but not necessarily you need to have. What I have here is a little watertight plastic bag. I have my little license in there. Idea being that it is watertight, it will not get any water damage. This is a great thing to have if you're taking your phone out on a boat or on a canoe or anything like that, keep your valuables in something that is a watertight seal. Another nice to have thing are these little bells and whistles and everything that go off every time you catch a fish. Reason why I say these are not needed, you can catch fish without them, but if like me you are busy with all sorts of other things, you are distracted, sometimes having a little warning system helps you to actually land the fish. These ones I've bought for 25 cents a pack of 10 of them on the Wish app. These ones I actually bought some bells and little clips at Walmart. Was very cheap to make my own, but you can always buy the pre-made one. Next on the list is going to be some kind of measuring equipment, whether it be to measure the weight or measuring the length. Lots of rods actually have little rulers on there. You need some way to determine the size of the fish you caught. Otherwise, no one will ever believe you when you say you caught a 20-pounder. You need to have the proof. So another thing that is nice to have but not essential is a little thermometer. If you know the temperatures of the water you are fishing, you can start to build up a framework over time showing you when the fish are active, when to target what type of fish. So if you are going to be fishing quite regularly, having a little thermometer is a good idea. Okay guys, and then having a little landing net is quite nice to have. However, it's not always possible to drag around a big old net. That is why I have these little lip grippers. These are actually quite nice for grabbing onto the fish and holding onto the fish. You have to release, there's no way for the fish to get out. So if you don't have a landing net or anything like that, do ensure that you have one of these little lip grippers. They do help quite a lot. Another nice thing to have is little polarized glasses. This does help to let you see into the water and ensure that you can see the fish. If you can see the fish, it's a lot easier to target them and to know what they want and how they are acting. Alright guys, so obviously you need some kind of tackle box and you need your rods and your reels, but those are kind of obvious things you need. I wanted to show you guys some little gizmos and gadgets and things that you would help your fishing experience that most people tend to not think about. Alright ladies and gentlemen, we are approaching the 2-hour mark. That's close to the time I have for today's video. I haven't had anything happen on the rods. Only action I had was with one of the little geese paddling around on my line, pulled on the one rod, but like I said, no fish caught here today. But like they always say, a bad day's fishing is better than a good day's work. Right, so we had a couple of people come out today, a couple of people trying to catch some fish. I don't think I'm the only one that's going to get skunked here today. However, if you made it all the way to this point in the video, thank you for watching. I know this is a bit of a boring video. However, this will give you the idea of why I'm so excited for the spring change to come in, so we can start targeting new fish. Alright guys, so if you're observant or follow me on social media, you will know by now that Finally Fishing has a new website. The general idea behind this website is a place for me to post some pictures of some of my catches, but more importantly, this is where you will find this life list that I keep going on about. So if you've ever wondered what fish I have on my life list, feel free to go to the little website. You can do so by going into the description part below. There will be a link for the website, or you can go onto my channel and click the little icon. It will take you to the website where you can have a look at my life list. Alright guys, so if you found this video to be entertaining or informative, please hit the little thumbs up button. Feel free to leave any comments or questions down below. Please do consider hitting the subscribe button and help me by growing my channel, growing my community, so that more people can actually see my videos. Alright guys, so all that's left is to thank you for watching. I really do appreciate you taking some time to watch my video, and I'll see you guys next time.